5 tragic facts about legendary musicians. The following 5 musicians left us with classic hits that are forever ingrained in our hearts and soul. Although many of us look upon these artists as legends whose work and iconic images will stand the test of time, few know of the tragic heartache they endured in life. Number 5, Bill Medley. Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers, whose signature baritone voice lent the soul to such hits as You've Lost the Love and Feeling, has been searching for the killer of ex-wife Karen O'Grady for 4 decades. They married in 1964 and had a son, Darren, 2 years later. Shortly afterward, the couple divorced. However, they maintained a close relationship even after Karen remarried in 1970. On January 30th, 1976, a man broke into her home and raped and strangled her. Medley remained by Karen's side as she lay in a coma in the hospital for 4 days. Karen's murder has never been solved. Detectives have a DNA profile of the killer from the crime scene, although no results have been a match in the CODIS database. Medley still hopes that Karen's murderer will be brought to justice and that his family will finally have closure. Number 4, Frank Sinatra. Behind Frank Sinatra's cool, classy image lay a disturbed man with a frightening temper and suicidal tendencies. He was madly in love, some would say infatuated, with Ava Gardner, whom he married after leaving his first wife and the mother of his 2 children. However, Sinatra and Gardner often engaged in epic fights rooted in jealousy and distrust. Sinatra wanted to control Gardner, who prided herself on her independence. The tighter his grip, the further the couple grew apart. Perhaps this contributed to the volatile rage building inside a man who seemed to be losing contact with reality. Once Sinatra nearly killed a woman after throwing her through a plate glass window at the home of Gary Cooper. He also attempted suicide on 3 occasions. Gardner divorced Sinatra in 1957, and although he married twice more, some claim he never got over losing her. Number 3, Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. In early 1967, Motown paired Marvin Gaye with Tammy Terrell, one of the greatest duos in R&B history. For 12 months, they relished success with 4 straight hits, including Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Then, in October 1967, Terrell collapsed into Gaye's arms while performing on stage. She was rushed to the hospital and diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor. On March 16, 1970, she passed away at age 24. Millions of fans mourned her death, but Gaye was inconsolable. He never worked with another partner. He also refused to perform for several years, even though he had recently scored a huge solo hit with I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Gaye and Terrell had been extremely close friends, like brother and sister. Although he went on to release countless classics, Gaye was troubled with drugs, bankruptcy, and attempted suicides. In 1984, he died at age 44 at the hand of his father. Number 2, Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke sang classic hits such as Chain Gang and was known as the King of Soul. However, his life was marred by haunting tragedy. In 1958, his first wife was killed in a car accident that left him injured and his friend Lou Rawls in a coma for several days. In 1963, Cooke's infant son Vincent drowned in the family pool. Blaming his wife for not watching their child, Cooke separated from her and slipped into depression. Cooke's life ended 1 year later at the Hacienda Motel, a sleazy hangout known for prostitution. He had been shot through the heart, wearing nothing but a sports jacket and 1 shoe. All his credit cards and cash were missing. Authorities don't know exactly what happened, but a known prostitute claimed that Cooke was assaulting her. In 1979, she was found guilty of second-degree murder for another boyfriend's death. Number 1, Roy Orbison. With classic hits such as Pretty Woman, iconic singer Roy Orbison seemed destined to live an enchanting, successful life. Instead, it was plagued by heartache and tragedy. On June 6, 1966, he and his 24-year-old wife, Claudette, hit the road on their motorcycles in Tennessee. When a truck pulled out in front of Claudette, she crashed head-on into the vehicle. Orbison rushed to his wife's aid, but she died in his arms. 2 years later, a fire broke out in his Hendersonville, Tennessee home while he was on the road. The fire completely destroyed his house, and 2 of his 3 young sons were killed. Orbison also lived a short life, dying of a heart attack at age 52 on December 6, 1988.